Hey guys, I wanted to take you through something interesting that I found out today when I was doing some research. So recently I've been researching nutritional anthropology to figure out what the diet was of our ancestors and primates. So I'm researching different articles. I was doing some research yesterday, and it seemed to be the articles that I was reading in university lectures I was watching that although it did vary from region to region, season to season, it was definitely more of a plant-based consumption all the way back to the primates. And I was reading this article, and it seemed to completely contradict that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I noticed the first author there is Lorain Cordain. If you don't know him, he's the author of the Paleo Diet. And I found that to be interesting, so I wanted to learn a little bit more information about what he's putting out there. So let's search up his name. So search up his name. This is what comes up. Looks pretty lean there, but most of the other photos looks a bit blown out. A bit overweight there. Let's see, there's another one. Oh, it just looks, compared to like a plant-based vegan doctor, older than he is. Look at, not nearly as much fat on the neck. So anyway, just a comparison. And I was reading another article and found this this lady was actually combating with Lorain Cordain and saying his information wasn't credible or an accurate representation of the evidence of what diet was back then. So I haven't heard of her, so I searched her up. This is what came up. So I opened those. Here's a video actually of her. We'll watch. This is her website. Not nearly as biased, really. She's got publications as well here, a number of which I've bookmarked for reading. But let's go to the Paleo Diet website. You know, sells books, promotes these recipes, like, yeah, so make your own judgment there. But here I want to you can hear who Katherine Milton is.
I'm a professor at the University of California at Berkeley and have been since 1980. I got my PhD at New York University in biological anthropology, also called physical anthropology, and I did my dissertation work on the diet of wild howler monkeys. And that's what got me interested in diet and digestive physiology and information about the nutritional content of wild plant foods and how these things could be used to better understand modern human biology.
I won't make you watch the whole thing, but I'm going to fast forward here to an interesting part, actually, where she talks about a paleo or meat-based diet.
The idea that human beings should eat a lot of meat, to me, is a ludicrous statement. And I don't see how any scientist who was familiar with primate diets, primate physiology, and human diets, and the actual composition of protein, fats, and carbohydrates and how metabolized I do not see how they can make such a ridiculous statement. It is absolutely ridiculous. The brain does not run on protein. The body does not want to break down protein to get those glucose-containing amino acids. It doesn't want to do it. Don't make me do it. Please don't make me do it. Fill me up with sugars and starches, energy, and then protein can go to satisfy the requirements for nitrogen and acids and so on, and take care of all of the other needs. Because of the protein you cannot store, you have to eat it, you have to receive it. And fat has certain functions in the body as well. And each of those three macronutrients do what they're supposed to do, but trying to force humans to eat one or the other.
Okay, so I'll stop it there. You get the point. One question that comes up is like when Lorain Cordain also wrote a letter back to her saying that the modern day animals aren't the same as older animals, and that the older animals have a lower percentage of body fat, which is more healthful for us. But really, it's not much of a difference. It's really a fraction of a percentage between modern day animals and older animals. So yeah, I'll finish it there, but saturated fat and cholesterol still is very high in modern and older animals. So